We are hearing from Toledo's mayor about recent violent crime in the city.
He claims the vast majority of violent crimes in the city are gang-related. Carla Byron live in the WTOL 11 studios tonight. And Carla, you got insight into how these gangs continue operating in these neighborhoods.
Yeah, I talked with David Ross, who is a community activist and a lifelong Toledoan. He identifies with the inner city, and he says a lot of murders aren't happening because of turf wars or gang affiliation. The problem isn't as simple as that.
It's not a thing where you can just sit back and say, if we get this leader, it'll stop. It's not like that.
Community activist and Toledoan David Ross says the city has neighborhood gangs, but violent crimes aren't committed because it's one side versus the other.
These murders that are happening are situations. They're not money. They're not gang territory. They're not colors. And they're not none of that. These are situations and just kind of senseless violence.
Which is why Ross says focusing on gang activity will never solve the root social issues, such as homelessness, poverty, and drugs, the negative things that cause people to want to form a network to help themselves cope or survive.
Look at the age group of these kids that are killing each other. They don't even have equity in things to kill over. You know what I mean? So when you see kids killing kids, you know it's directly related to some type of issue, whether it's mental or financial or just environment.
Ross says some kids join gangs as young as 11 years old, and most of them who commit violent crimes are in and out of the system.
I've asked some of these kids, how does this end? And they'll say death. And, you know what I mean? They're comfortable with it, with this ending in death. But that's an issue. That's an issue of the mind and mentality.
Ross says it's important to have people with similar backgrounds who went through similar life challenges and struggles talking with the kids, because then they'll be able to form an important connection. Reporting in studio, Carla Byron, WTOL 11.